He has called me a whore, and I'm a loser, and I'm broke.
She gets pretty hot, Judge. I'm gonna give it another example. One day, my son came over. I mean, that's just a tip.
Wait a minute. Look to your right. This is the woman that you came here to ask me if you should spend the rest of her above all the other women that you know in the world.
I apologize.
And she is crying, and you don't seem to care.
She's the judge who gives rules on the law and life. She's intense with common sense. She's Judge Lynn Toller on Divorce Court, where real couples deal with real life. 4 years ago, this former college baseball player thought he'd hit a home run when he met Angela, and a year later asked her to be his wife. But now, it seems their relationship is in jeopardy.
I'm here today to clear some issues up with my fiancé. I feel that he don't give me the love and the respect that I need and deserve.
She's got a temper problem, a jealousy problem, and a controlling problem.
Can Judge Lynn help these two move toward a life together? Or is their relationship in its final inning? Today on Divorce Court Before Your Vows.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Angela Abeta and Pernell Garrison. The two of you have been dating for 4 years. You have been engaged one of those 4 years. You have come here today to seek my advice on as to whether or not you should get married. You have given me a copy of your marriage license here, which you've given me permission to rip up if I feel that your union is ill-advised. I've given you compatibility tests, and we've also gotten a lot of information on you to help me make that decision. But of course, I would like to speak to the two of you. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Garrison. Why don't you tell me why you want to marry her, but you're not quite sure it's the thing to do?
Well, I mean, I want to marry her because whenever I look at her, she reminds me of my mom. Okay, she can cook. She's a great cook. I mean, she's neat. She's clean. I mean, she does everything that I'm looking for in a woman. Of course, she's attractive. I mean, if I needed to do something, she does it and everything like that.
But I'm a hard worker, Judge. I do take care of the house. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't lift a finger at home. He has dinner every night. I massage his feet
I make the bed
almost
up every
night. And I pay all the bills in the house.
You massage his feet?
Yes, ma'am.
She's a good woman. I ain't saying she's a good woman. She just got those issues. She's the greatest at what she does, and she's also the worst. Okay. At the
How
worst,
does that work?
At the worst, she's got a bad temper. I mean, her temper is outrageous. I mean, literally one day we were watching this show, and you guys had a swinger couple on.
Right.
And at the end of the show, I basically said, hey, that lady, she's pretty mature, okay? To let her see another woman with a man. As soon as I said mature, she's like, mature? Oh, that woman, she's this, she's that. She called me the word that you ain't supposed to call black people.
That day, Judge, I will say I didn't. I swear I did not.
But you have on other days.
Other days, I will. Yes, ma'am, I have slipped and I have said it. And you know what? I am wrong. But I am with a black man, and I do love him. And
you know you shouldn't have said it. I'm not going to get all crazy about it.
And I've said the things back to what he has said. When we're mad,
well, what does he say?
He has called me a whore, and then I'm a loser, and I'm broke.
Judge, I mean,
Turn around, take a look, don't miss it.
I don't mean a lot of those things.
That just fell on her right
the only
there.
reason I say those things is because she gets pretty hot, Judge. I'm gonna give it another example. One day, my son came over. I mean, that's just a tip.
Wait a minute, look to your right. This is the woman that you came here to ask me if you should spend the rest of her above all the other women that you know in the world.
I apologize,
and
but I have to do that.
She is crying, and you don't seem to care.
I do, Judge. I really do. I say I'm sorry. Her temper is just outrageous. It's just I can't get past it. When she starts calling me this and calling me that, talking about my son, trying to control me. I mean, I'm put up.
Do you lose your temper a lot? Do you get really angry?
Yes, she does.
He calls me the crazy white woman, and Judge, the reason I don't believe I'm crazy is just things I've been through in my life.
Right.
That I will fight for what I have, for what I love. I lived at the shelter when I was 16, lived on the streets for 2 months, and then I went to some past relationships, and I was beat for a few years. So it's like, I've always been thrown away.
So you're defensive, you're scared, you got your guard up.
Well, I've always sort of been thrown away.
Right.
And with him, when we do get in an argument, he's ready for me to leave. And I want to know somebody's here for me.
Let me say this, Mr. Garrison. You don't pull the floor out of people that you love. You just don't do it. No matter how angry you are, you don't. And that's pulling the floor out from under her to tell her that she has to go. Yeah, absolutely. It crushes her.
She won't stop unless I tell her that, Judge. I mean, if I say that, oh, we're just fine.
Is he making it up about the temper? You're not a shrinking violet, are you?
But he sits here and will get mad at the little things. I mean, he gets mad when I say a curse word. Judge, I sit here and have to pay a fine. I have text messages proving that if I have to pay the crime, if I do the crime, I have to pay the fine.
Pay the time, that's right.
When you do something wrong, do you pay the crime?
Judge, I don't do that much stuff wrong. She makes me do everything I do.
He feels it's his house, Judge,
put it this
so
way,
he don't
my
have
last
to.
relationship.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She makes me do everything I do,
and
that is not true. That is a lie.
You're right.
That is the line of a person who chooses not to be held responsible for the things that he does. You're a grown man.
That's true.
You are a grown man.
That is true. I mean, Judge,
and you're not always right. There's nobody in this world that is always right. So if you're calling her on the carpet and fining her and punishing her for the things that she does wrong,
so her trying to run over me, that's wrong. That's wrong.
You're
she does a lot of
debilitating
stuff.
her. Let me see the. Did she try to run over you?
Yeah, she tried to run over me.
Tell me about that.
One time, my son came over, and keep in mind, every time my son comes over, she hates it. Okay. He came over on a weekend that he wasn't supposed to come over. Me and him and her decided to walk to a flea market that's around the corner. Okay, make a long story short, she was taking all day, so we took off. I get around the block, Judge, and I'm like, I hear like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I turn around, I was like, here she come in my car, Judge. I mean, literally I have to jump out the way for her to, she almost hit me with my car trying to take me out. She all up in the neighbor's yard, you know,
tire
marks all up, and yeah.
Ms. Abeta, did you try to run the man over with your car?
No, but I did go through the neighbor's yard, but Judge, he used to put a lock on the steering wheel and take the keys, and me and my kids had to walk everywhere.
They walked around the corner, Judge.
Judge, you put a lock on the steering wheel so she couldn't drive?
That was like the first year we was together. I mean, the last 3 years, she took the lock and threw it away, and I ain't did that in 3 years.
When Divorce Court Before Your Vows continues, Pernell says Angela is the controlling one in the relationship. But is he really the culprit?
The text that I have, when you do a crime, you get punished, and now you have to pay the fine.
You only get time when I'm ready to give it to you, since you can't bring nothing to our relationship. Did you say that? Breakups are painful. Let me help. Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222. Or visit our website at divorcecourt.com and become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court Before Your Vows is back with the case of Pernell Garrison, who is having second thoughts about marrying his fiancé because of her temper. But has he ever really been in love with her?
She's generic June, the good housewife. And that is not an expression of love. That is an expression of satisfaction.
If the kids aren't there,
be quiet. I'm talking. Satisfaction of your personal needs, and I don't find that compelling or charming. So what are you showing me with these texts here?
The text that I have, when you do a crime, you get punished, and now you have to pay the fine.
You only get time when I'm ready to give it to you, since you can't bring nothing to our relationship. Did you say that?
Now she's taking it out of context.
You and your kids suffer because
the text is right there.
You and your kids suffer because of you. Is this you? You and your kids suffer because of you.
That's because of him. Yes,
that's life. You made your bed, now you have to sleep in it. Who said that? Did you say that? He said that.
He said all that. That's text from him.
Judge, she basically, I give every other weekend, not some weekends, but every other weekend for the last 4 years, the whole weekend I'm with her. I take her out, do something. Now, when we have our kids, she wants me to neglect the kids. She wants me to just push the kids away and still get more time.
That's not true.
I'm like, come on, the weekend, when my son comes over, he is the king.
Well, let me ask you.
Yes.
He's the king when he comes over. And Judge, I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't, in 4 years, 4 years, I haven't bought him, I barely buy him anything, because if I buy him something, she said I got to buy her kid something. If I want to take my kid somewhere, I got to take her kid somewhere.
Let me ask you this. Given your history, given your past, could it be that you're a little more needy and clingy than would be comfortable. Just give it a minute.
That's right.
I really
and
don't
let it
think
wash
so.
over you.
Because, Judge, this is how his daily schedule goes, okay? He can get up in the morning, as soon as he wakes up, 6:30 in the morning, on his cell phone, texting his friends. Then he gets ready, goes to the gym for 2 hours every day. If you can do the gym every day, why can't you give me at least 10 minutes or talk to me? You know what I mean? Talk to me face to face. He talks to his best friends. He can watch your show, but he can't sit there and just give our relationship the time it needs. Just 10 to
Do you give her focused alone time attention?
Every other Friday,
Every other
Saturday,
weekend.
and Sunday. Every other Friday.
Every other weekend.
Every
That's
other
just
weekend.
kind of bizarre,
Because we
think.
have kids one weekend, we don't the other.
But
so
he
when we have
makes
kids,
excuses.
But you know, my husband and I have kids every day.
Thank you.
And he talks to me every day.
I talk to her every day.
No.
Just how can I not talk to her? I get up in the
He
morning, like she said, at
doesn't.
6:30.
He
You
doesn't.
know, I don't. My friends call me, okay, and I'm gonna reply. If my friends call me, she don't want it.
He'll be
while you on the
talking,
phone.
talking,
She'll try to
talking
start
to
talking to me while I'm on the phone. I'll go to the gym. When I get back from the gym, I'm home for a couple hours. We watching your show, so I have to talk
That's
to her.
not true.
She's sitting right next to me.
Ms. Abeta, why don't you give me 60 seconds? So far, I haven't heard anything. He told me that you were Wonder Woman at the home. You could cook and clean, and to me, everything you said that was wonderful about her, you could pay somebody to do, so I wasn't really impressed.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, yeah,
I mean, if we
she's generic June, the good housewife. And that is not an expression of love, that is an expression of
No, if the
satisfaction.
kids aren't there-
Be quiet, I'm
sorry,
talking.
sorry.
Satisfaction of your personal needs, and I don't find that compelling or charming. But Ms. Abeta, if you can quit crying, I'm so sorry. I
It's just
don't
I love
mean you
this
to feel
man so
bad.
much, and I feel head over heels for him, and it's like, I do so much, and I put up with so
What
much.
does he do that makes you love him? Why don't you tell me that?
I've been here for 4 years. I see how much he loves my kids. And I see how much, when we are good, that he just loves me. And I've never had that love. And it's like, I just don't want to give up.
What does he do to express that love? I guess that's the part I'm missing.
Yeah, you know, he brings me flowers at times. He takes me to eat. He opens the doors for me. He does pay for me when
He's
we're
a
good.
gentleman.
Yes, when we are good. When we're not, I'm grounded for 2 days. I can't talk to him.
You get grounded?
That's how I feel. I
won't
feel
talk
like
to
a
her. That's what it
child
was.
here.
I won't talk to her.
But I feel
That's
like
what
a
it was.
child.
Now how mature is that?
Yeah, you're right, Judge. That's the only time we good, when I'm not talking to her.
When divorce court before your vows continues, can Pernell prove to the judge that Angela is controlling?
Decided to walk down the street, just get around the block. I get around the block, I go down, I look back, she coming, Judge. She coming. Okay, so I said, oh shoot. So I said, so I start running, right? So next thing you know, I'm like, I just try to get away from him.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court Before Your Vows returns with the case of Angela Abeta, who says her fiancé grounds her as if she were a child, and she is tired of it. But whose behavior in the courtroom provokes Judge Lynn to speak out?
You people scare me. I looked at your compatibility test. Let's take all of the chores that she does out of it. What do you like about her person?
Well, we both are the same as far as, we love the kids. I mean, she's just like me. We both love the kids, except she's just a little bit jealous of mine. We like going out together. We like being with each other. When those issues aren't involved, I mean, we laughing. The sex is great. She's a good person all around. If those three issues weren't the problem.
Which are the kids?
The kids, controlling, and her temper. I mean, one day.
Here's the problem I'm having with controlling. You find her, you ground her.
Only if she does those
How
things.
is she controlling if you're
If she
punishing
does
her
those
like
things,
a child?
that's what I'm talking about. Example, one day we got another disagreement about being fair with the kids. So I said, I can't get in the car because she's going to call the police. That's controlling. Something like that, I don't want to talk to you for a couple days. Leave me alone. You just shouldn't have did that. One day I was walking down the street, I said, I'm not going to get in an argument. Put my headphones on. Decided to walk down the street, just get around the block. I get around the block. I go down. I look back. She coming, Judge. She coming. Okay. So I said, oh shoot. So I said, so I start running, right? So next thing you know, I'm like, I just try to get away from her. She sucked me up, Judge. She called me like a cheater on the last minute and made me sit down until I heard every word. Control it.
That's right.
And then that's why I won't talk to her for two or 3 days.
That right there.
That's why I won't talk to her. I mean, come on now.
Mr. Beta, did you chase him down?
Yes,
I did, because
on
I
the
feel
street?
he does the immature things. Handle this as an adult with me. I am your partner. I am not your child. I feel 2 adults should be able to sit here and talk. Sit here and listen to me.
First thing we
Listen
talk,
to what
be
I
a
have to
man.
say.
Be a man. Have some of this. You ain't a man if you don't want to talk to me. She always call me, you ain't no man. You don't do nothing for me. Judge, every other weekend, again, I'm doing something for her. I don't go nowhere. 4 years, I done been out 15 times with the fellas. That's it.
You people scare me. The fact that you are out roaming around, running a life, and raising children, I find just downright frightening.
When divorce court before your vows continues, Judge Lynn has a heart-to-heart with Angela.
What you need to do is feel safe within yourself. You need to get some counseling, get it together so you feel good and comfortable that your sense of happiness and self does not rely on him.
Divorce Court Before Your Vows returns with the case of Angela Abeta and Pernell Garrison, who have come before Judge Lynn to see whether or not they should walk down the aisle. What will the judge advise?
I think that you have, you're scared all the time. And you got reason to be scared because your past tells you it isn't safe. He may not be there tomorrow.
Exactly.
So whenever anything happens that even resembles the possibility of an opportunity that he might not be there anymore, you know, all of your stress hormones just shoot and you're just there, and it's all crisis level. You got to work on that, and you have to work on that in isolation, because you're going to be forever a prisoner of that, and it's going to make you do to him things that will make him do exactly what you don't want him to do. You know what I mean? You're wishing yourself away.
I just don't want to be treated like a child, though,
Oh,
Judge.
yeah, oh, I'm gonna get to that part. Don't worry about that. But what you need to do is feel safe within yourself. You need to get some counseling, get it together, so you feel good and comfortable that your sense of happiness and self does not rely on him. Mr. Garrison, you got a woman here who fulfills all of your creature comfort needs. And in return, you've got to step up your game a little bit, because that person who is fulfilling all of your creature comfort needs is wounded.
I just don't think he gets it.
She knows I love her.
he doesn't get it.
She knows I love her too, Judge. She knows that.
You can't say that. You can't say, she knows I love her, so that's enough.
I say it, and I give her a kiss and hugs every day.
That's not enough. When you follow that up with a timeout, it speaks differently. When you follow that up with a get out or I'm a leaving, that negates everything you've already done. You have to be able to communicate with her, man to woman, on a rational level. I'd get myself together and feel good about myself, because I don't know if he's going to get it together or not. I'm not going to give you a license, because I'm not going to have you sign on a dotted line to a relationship in which he sees where you're weak and he plays it. He's not doing it on purpose, but people do what works for him. He saw where you're weak, and he plays on it because it gets you what you want. If that weakness goes away, he can't play on it. He's got to come correct like a guy.
This is the man I love, and I'll fight for what I have. And I mean, he sits here and tells me...
Fight for yourself. Don't fight for him. Fight for yourself. If you fight for yourself, that's how the weak goes away, and then you won't have to worry about him. Do you see what I'm saying? Your focus is not there. It's right here. And quit rubbing his feet. He rub his own feet. This matter is adjourned.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
According to Pernell, he listened to the judge and has stopped ignoring Angela and treating her like a child. He claims that Angela is still a bit controlling and jealous, but her temper has disappeared. And he feels that's because he refuses to argue with her anymore. Angela, on the other hand, claims that not much has changed. She complains that Pernell still does not give her much time, and she still feels unimportant and disrespected.